One of the most inspiring scenes from Alice in Wonderland is when Alice dives headfirst into the rabbit hole. She doesn't hesitate for a moment when she sees a white rabbit with a watch in his pocket, with gloves on, sharply dressed, running by and saying, "Oh my ears, oh my whiskers, I will be too late." It's the most absurd thing Alice ever saw. And instead of questioning, what is happening here? What's going on? How should I interpret this? What's what's the meaning of all this? She doesn't think. She just follows. She knows there's a spark of inspiration, a possibility that most likely will never repeat itself. And she goes, not knowing where she will end up, not knowing what will happen next. But her curiosity is the only thing she follows, because within her there's also a spark, also a brewing thing that lights her up inside, which says, what will happen next? What if I'm going on the biggest adventure of my life? The moment Alice decides to follow the white rabbit, she isn't hesitant, she isn't anxious, she isn't running programs in her mind that she must be fearful, that she must be cautious, that she needs to think everything through. She just goes. And to be fair, she inspired me to start with this YouTube channel. My mind tells me all the time, your English is not good enough. You're stumbling upon words, you have to search for words, your vocabulary isn't on point right now, not to speak about your accent. Everyone will hear that you are Dutch and not a native English speaker. There are so many blockages and there's so much resistance in me to not start with these videos. But there's a bigger spark within me, and I know you have one too. That flickering light, very small, very dim, but it whispers inside. What if your success is inevitable? What if the only thing you have to do right now is to only start, to only begin, to only follow what brings you joy, what sparks your curiosity, what feeds your innocence, your openness? What is it what you would do? And more important, is this a way that will lead to achieving my goals, my dreams? Maybe. Maybe it isn't. But to be honest, my biggest dream, my biggest goal is that my books that are only available in Dutch now will be published all around the world, and I will be an international best-selling author and speaker. But if I want to speak on international stages. I have to start somewhere. I can keep hiding myself because of all the resistance, because of all the negative thoughts running in my head, which keep repeating, your English is not good enough. People won't understand what you're talking about. But it's all about following your inner spark. It's all about following your divine guidance. Because I know it wasn't a coincidence that Alice saw that white rabbit. It was meant to be. Alice had to follow the white rabbit. Alice had to leave the known world, the world she grew up in, a world full of logic, full of structure, full of school systems, full of reason. She had to leave that world behind, and she had to follow a totally irrational impulse. Because who would follow a rabbit with a pocket watch? A talking rabbit, a rabbit who is fully dressed. Who would dare to follow such a curious creature? Who would go headfirst into the rabbit hole, not knowing where she will land? Anyone with some kind of reason or logic in its head wouldn't do that. Because it doesn't make sense. It's totally irrational. But what if you see the person Alice grows into just because she decided to walk into Wonderland? If you see how she evolves, how she grows, how she became confident of herself, isn't that the whole purpose of life? To follow your divine guidance, to follow your irrational thoughts, your impulses, that fire within. I don't know where this will lead to. I don't know what will happen next. But I do know that I have to follow through. I have to do this. And so while I've been posting videos on this channel, and yeah, well, my first video got a few views. The second one's not so much. My logic, my reason is telling me, oh well, you better stop then. Because this might be not for you. But remember Alice. There was a point where she regretted what she did. When she was in a big hall with all the doorways and all the doors were locked. And there doesn't seem to be a way out. Alice questioned everything. Alice thought, oh my God, what have I done? How will I ever get up and get back to my mom? Get back to my cat? What the hell did I do? But the moment she stopped questioning herself, the moment she stopped doubting herself, and she leaned into the situation, she surrendered because it was all she could do. That was the moment that everything changed. She arrived in Wonderland. So How many times have you tried something? Have you started a project? And when you started, you were full of trust, full of enthusiasm, full of joy. This will be my next step. And then, crickets. Nobody bought. Nobody watched. Nobody seemed to listen. Nobody even commented on your posts. What was the moment that doubt crept in and you decided that the quite reasonable thoughts that kept coming up should lead the way, and that you have to pursue another dream? How many dreams have you shoved aside because you couldn't lean into the situation? You couldn't rely on that divine spark. You couldn't surrender into, I have certainty beyond logic that this is what I've got to do. I have certainty beyond logic that if I will follow through, even when nobody sees this, even when nobody's watching, this is what I've got to do. Because I want to tell the whole world what I believe in. I want to share the knowledge and wisdom I gathered, I gained. And I will only stop if I can't find any of the spark within me. And I will only stop if I realize that the things I've been saying, the things I've been spreading, might be not my highest truth. I will only stop if there's a message that needs to come through, which is more profound, much greater than the ones I've been spreading. But even if no one's listening, does it light up my heart to spread this message? Alice didn't hesitate for one moment. She was bored by sitting next to her sister on the river bench, and her sister reading a book without any pictures, without any dialogues in it. It was dull. It was without any life in it. And Alice knew I had to do something to what makes me feel alive again. And there was the rabbit, and she followed. Without questioning, without second guessing, she just knew she had to be there. What inside you wants to be seen? What is whispering from the depths in you? What wants to be seen? And you didn't follow through because your logical mind tells you it makes no sense if you follow that through. I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is it that you've been suppressing for so long inside of you? And what would happen if you changed the question? What if my success is inevitable? What if it's already written in the Akashic records that this is what I must do? Do I have still reasons to be second guessing myself, to be questioning myself, to burst into blockages, into not follow through? Or do I have to listen to my own truth and start spreading the news? I would really love to share, to see your answers.